I have the laser machine going right now, so if it's noisy, sorry. Gotta get these jobs done. What is going on today with you guys? I got a few orders that I gotta get done, some old orders and some new ones. And yep. I'm gonna be going back and forth trying to get these orders done. That's what we do. And just kind of talk. And what that's up. That's what's up. Unless you guys have something to talk about, put it in the comments and I will get to it. And if you're watching this later, thank you. Don't forget to write a comment. And let's get going. Let's see. The first thing that I'm working on is I got a couple, not a couple, it's a onesie set. I gotta get done. Looking at onesie. This is where I'm saying that I don't know, did I mention this before? I feel like there are a lot of like IBF is becoming a thing, I guess. Because this is a onesie set for twins. And I'm getting more and more of these orders. Are there that many twins out there in the world? Again, I apologize if it's noisy. I have that laser machine going right now. But like, I remember when I was in school, we had maybe like one set of twins. I don't remember seeing twins at all. And so I made this onesie set just to throw it out there because, you know, again, my goal is to make something that I could sell sets of twos of, right? And I was like, oh, twins, that's the market that no one even thinks about. So I made put together this design for twins, right? And I get quite a few orders for it, but I'm like thinking to myself, are there that many twins in the world? And then, you know, I was thinking as you see more twins, that's an IVF thing, because you know the when they do the egg implanting, sorry, this thing didn't come out correctly. When they do the egg implanting, like it can get multiple eggs in there. Or I remember now. What they do is when they do IVF, they implant multiple eggs, right? And sometimes they all take, and then you get twins or quadruplets or whatever. And so I wonder if the fact that I see more orders for this twin set is a sign that more and more people are doing IVF. I don't know. What do you guys think? It just seems like a very strange coincidence that I made this design. I sell that pretty often. I want to say like one a day, at least like 2 or 3 a day. And yeah, having a twin is crazy. No, being parents of a twin is crazy. I feel like because it's like hard right away. Because you know, like a lot of parents, what they do is they space everything out, right? The best I think is a 4-year gap. 4-year gap, personally, I feel like it's the best if you're gonna have children because they don't get it. They're close enough that they can like, oh man, this one messed up. I gotta recut this one, but the other one's okay. I gotta recut this other one. Yeah, I think 4-year gap is the best between your children because when you have that 4-year gap, right, you can they're spaced well enough apart where they can still play, but they also don't get into each other's way. And the other thing is college, guys. College with a 4-year gap, that means that you're not. I mean, I know some kids they pave their own way and they they pay their own college or whatever, right? But some kids expect the parents to help them still with college, right? So that's what I'm saying. If you have kids, the 4-year gap is the best. So you can one kid goes through college and the next kid goes through college, and then you're good. But if you have them like closer together, that means there's a point where you could be helping with 2 colleges at the same time, and then you're like hoping that one kid maybe drops out so you can not pay for their college. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wonder about. Do like parents secretly want their kids to drop out so they don't have to pay for double college? Or because like sometimes that you have a kid, right? And you know how like college doesn't really do much, right? It's more of a rite of passage. So you have that kid that college is not going to help. Do you care if they drop out of college? And do you want them to drop out of college? Because you're just paying money for them to just mess around. What I saw that was very big is like those college dance things. Which one do this one. Sorry. I'm sorry if I'm off screen right now. I'm trying to fix my mistake that I made earlier. All right. Coming back. Is I see a lot of these dance videos of like the sorority girls, right? And they're just like they're doing like the dance. They're like like their dances, right? And every time I see that, I think to myself like, dude, some parents out there are paying money for you to set up these dances, right? And they use them as recruitment things. Where they're like, join Kappa Beta Phi or whatever. And it's just like a bunch of girls like in front of their sorority house, and they're like dancing. But at the same time, what I think about is like, each one of those girls, their parents must have helped them get into this, like help them pay for the college, right? You pay for their college so they can set up TikTok videos. Insane. And then what's very popular now as well is those interview videos where people like come up and they ask you like random questions, and they're hoping for you to they like want you to give the craziest answer possible so they can post it online, so they can like clip it, whatever, right? So like, what part of college kids are just going to college so they have access to the campus so they could do those interviews? Imagine like later on, right? That's a whole class in college where that's a whole course where they're all just walking around interviewing each other and doing dances. So then you're like cruising around the campus, right? And then every 2 seconds some guy or some hottie body. Remember, the interview questions only work if you're a hottie body. And some hottie body comes up to you and asks you like, "Well, what's your body count?" And then you walk like 2 steps, and then the guy's like, "Yo, bro, did you lift today?" And then you walk another 2 steps, and the guy's like, "Hey, I give you 100. You guess what's inside this bag?" And then you reach inside the bag, and it's like, inside the bag, just my nuts. And then as you round the corner, and then it's a group of girls dancing, and then you try to get away from there, and you're trying to go to the bathroom now, and then there's another group of girls dancing in the bathroom. Like, that's what college campuses is going to be like down the road. And then you try to make it to your dorm, and then it's just a bunch of gaming streamers like trying to stream out of their dorm, trying to make it. Yep. So that's college. That's college these days. You know what, the other thing I was thinking was crazy, I remember about college was, I think I mentioned this before, but like how when you were like in high school and whatnot, nobody smoked, right? Or at least I remember there were a few kids that smoked, right? Oh, I guess I'm dating myself because kids these days, they don't smoke, they vape now. But I'm just saying in general, right? Nobody, I knew just like maybe a handful of kids. The minute I got to college, it was literally an ashtray in every other corner, and there was a kid smoking in every other corner. And I was thinking to myself, like, when did this happen? Must have missed that, because then like how do you go from like you didn't see anybody smoking to a whole, like half the campus is now smoking. And then you gotta do that thing where you pretend that it's all right, but like I remember just smoking really bothered me. I just thought it was gross. The worst is I don't know if you guys ever went to this situation, but this happened to me like a gajillion times, where I'm cruising through the campus, right? And then you see someone, and you're like, oh, she looks pretty attractive. Maybe like you like get closer to her or whatever. Maybe you want to spark a conversation, you know. And then the minute you start talking to them, the minute even the minute you get close to them and you realize that they're a smoker, and then there's that split second in your brain where you're like, I don't know, maybe I just live with it. Yeah, I remember talking to this girl, and it was I was talking to her. She seemed nice. She seemed like a cool person, and then halfway, she like starts smoking, and then I'm like, oh no. So I'm like, and then at the whole time now I'm talking to her, and I'm trying to justify in my head like maybe it's all right. Maybe I could just power through it. It's so funny how you just let girls get away with everything. Yesterday I was watching this video on this girl. She's like crying. The video starts with her crying, and she's crying because she went on this date with this French guy, and I guess she thought the date was going really well until the French guy in French, which already is to me is a red, not a red flag, but it's kind of like, oh, what the hell? He, I guess they must have gone to a French restaurant because uh, he said it in French that he wanted two bills, basically split the bill, right? And she was very upset about it, and this is why she posted the video, because she like confronted him about it, like, what the hell? I thought that you wanted to, you know, take me out and just hang out, or, you know, possibly date me. I was not expecting to pay. And she was like crying, like she was crying in the video, and I just thought that was very funny. And then so like it got me thinking, so I had to look it up, because I was like wondering, I know it's like the thing, right, where it's like everyone's always keeps saying like we want equality, and then when it comes to actually doing stuff, they don't want equality anymore. They still want that old school stuff. You can't have it both ways. Okay, I'll say that. But I was just curious to see if it was like a French thing, because I don't know why it stood out to me that he ordered the check in French. And so I just wanted to look it up. And I guess in France right now, they're having some sort of cultural revolution, because, you know, when you think of the French, you think of romance, right? And what do they call it? Petite, little petites or something, that where they do little signs of affections, and they love that kind of stuff. And I guess they're going through some sort of like revolution thing where they're going for more of equality. So I guess the younger generation of Frenchmen are trying to split the bill more. Or actually what they do is they, I mean, I guess it's kind of fair or not, if you think about it this way, right? What they do is they do first date, the guy pays, second date, woman pays, third date, you split, something like that, right? But here's the thing, right? This is my thought when I read that, right? Is that so you're saying first date guy pays, second date woman pays, and then third date you guys split. But here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing. How many of these dates actually make it to the second date? Because like I know it's a thing that girls do. Because one of my friends, female friends, said that she did this a lot before. It was she just goes on dates with guys to get a free meal. Like, you know, she's not like being a little bee about it, but like she'll go on like one date with one guy and just to get a free meal and then never see him again. So it kind of goes to that, oh, first date guy pays, second date girl pays, right? But like if you just go on one date and then you ghost the guy, that's how all this stuff starts. It starts with hatred in the heart, you know. Because then like you mess that guy up and then he gets bitter inside and then he goes and takes it out on some other girl some down the road, you know, that whole thing. All right, let's get more things for cutting. Let's get some of these orders done and then we'll get out of here. Oh yeah, we're talking about the French guy, the French. But I guess this is the thing also, right? Dating gets expensive, and if you're constantly paying for multiple meals, you could have run out of moolah very quickly. And there's this idea of you gotta calculate the cost per nut, right? And typically, the more attractive the lady is, the higher that cost is. Typically. And so like a lot of guys have to you gotta factor that in, especially if you're going on multiple dates and you're paying for multiple dates. That's where that comes in. Chuka chuka chuka. What else is going on in the world? I saw that what else did I see? I saw on the news that because Trump is canceling looks like a tree replanting effort, like some agency or some program that's supposed to be to replant for like trees and forests or something of that nature. And the headline was basically, "Are trees DEI now?" And it's funny for me to see that. That's what I saw today. But yesterday, what I saw, and I thought was super cool, was in some rainforest. I don't know the exact details of exactly where, but they're starting to use like these big drones, and the drones are packed with like seeds in them, right? And they fly the drones through the rainforest, and the drone just basically shoots seeds all over to replant this area. And this area, dang, I wish I knew exactly where it was so I can give you better like information on where it is. But I remember glancing through the article, and it said that this area has been hit hard by like deforestation, and I believe like it said like 80% of the trees are gone in this area. So they're using this drone technique, because before, you know, what they would do is have people walk through and throw seeds, and it's super slow, right? But now with this drone, it's I'm not talking about a small drone. It's huge. I saw the picture of it. It was really big. Later, I'll like put a link up for it later. But like, it's like huge. It's like as big as me. So just imagine me running around flying around, spreading seeds everywhere, around in the forest. So I thought that was pretty cool. Let's see, what else did I see on the news today that I thought was very interesting? Oh, there's this other thing I thought was pretty interesting. It was that I believe it's in the UK, a group of scientists have developed a new type of asphalt roading, right? And it's the idea with this new type of road is that it can heal itself. Because, you know, potholes is a huge problem, right? All over the world. It's not just an America thing. It's a huge problem in Europe as well. Because the issue with potholes is it's a money thing. It's a willpower thing, and it's a money thing, right? Nobody wants to spend the time to fix potholes because it doesn't generate any money. If there are raw earth materials under the potholes, the government will fix them so quickly. Or if there was like a leprechaun with a pot of gold underneath these potholes, the government can fix it so quickly. But because there's no money in it, right? Because oh, sorry, I gotta stretch a little bit. So, because they spent the money to like even build the roads, right? And it doesn't really generate money to. It just costs money to fix. So that's why there's no willpower to fix it. It's just and they're like, oh, it's not like the roads don't work. They work. They just suck. So it's like I saw like these initiatives where like, sorry, gotta make sure it's right. Can't afford to make mistakes. All right. Can't afford to make mistakes. All right. This is right. Before you press, make sure you check. All right. That's a rule. There's no initiative there's no willpower to fix it because you don't generate money from fixing potholes. The roads still work. They just suck and they mess up your tires. And maybe that's what they want. Here's a theory. They want the potholes. This is some. Let's go down this theory now, okay? The government wants the potholes because the potholes mess up your tires, right? They mess up your tires. Then it makes you have to get new tires. It's big. And then it also messes up your shocks and all kinds of stuff in your car. This is big auto conspiracy where no one wants to fix potholes because there's a whole racket, right? Think of all the alignment places they're gonna go out if they fix the potholes. So the potholes exist because these alignment shops, tire shops, shocks, whatever, they need the money, the income. Let's chew on that for a second. Because I always remember there's always like these conspiracy theories that around tire shops, tire change places, that there are nails. Have you guys ever heard this? Growing up, I heard this a gajillion times where like they're like, oh, if you can, try to avoid driving near tire shops because they drive around and they throw nails everywhere to mess up people's tires. And when you mess up your tire, you get desperate and you go to the most local, the closest tire shop. Because I remember this one time, this happened to me like this probably happened like 4 years ago, I think, 2-3 years ago, where I got a nail in my tire, right? And so I went to go get it fixed, and then I drive home. As I'm driving home, I get another nail in my tire. I'm like, what the hell? I literally just got my tire and I'm driving home and get another nail. Okay? And then so I bring it back, and then luckily the guy was real nice and he just fixed it, right? And then I'm like, oh man, what are the chances that I got 2 nails like pretty within the same day, right? And then I go back home, it's all good. 2 weeks later, I get another nail in the same tire. So what's that about, huh? What's that about? What are the chances? All right. You guys want to see what this set is? Enough of me mumbling. Right, this one says wifey with a bow. This one says hubby, wifey, couples apron set. Going out. All right. Has anyone here ever heard this theory? I've heard this theory a bunch of times. That this is big tire, guys. Big tire. And yeah, so they don't want to fix the roads because that's money. That's trickle economics right there. But anyways, back to what I was talking about. So I saw this story, uh, and it's about in the UK. They have a huge problem where everything in Europe is old. Okay, it's old, 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 old. They have castles and stuff back from the medieval ages, you know, or the roads. Like some of the roads were built during the Roman times. Like it's old, right? So they need to actually update their roads pretty soon. I believe it's a very big project that they said that they want to do. But I saw this article about this scientist over there that developed a new asphalt. Oh, I'm gonna double check before I press. Double check before you press. A new asphalt that supposedly heals itself from the elements, because you know that's how potholes get made. It's from rain and stuff, wear and tear and rain. So the idea is that it's made out of I just glanced through it. It has like some kind of special oil that's in there, and it's made out of like recycled plastic or something of that nature, something recycled. And it's got these oils in there, and so the idea is that as you drive through, the oils come out, and then it repairs the road, or it keeps the road a little moist, so it's not as rigid. Because you know what we use here, we use the blacktop tar stuff, and you know it has whole, like if you actually look at the blacktop stuff, it's porous for a reason, so it can absorb, it can move a little bit. If they just use straight concrete, it'll crack like crazy. But yeah, so I saw that they're developing this new asphalt that can heal itself, so no more potholes supposedly. And but you know, it's very interesting. Every time I see stuff like this, right, I always think to myself, that's cool, but that's only for new development. Anything that's old, then they're never going to replace anything unless it's actually broken, you know? So that's that. All right, this set right here that I was just working on. Ceylon and Zayden. Okay, Ceylon, Zayden, kind of hard to read, but they're matching. One has a check mark on top, one has a check mark on bottom, so you can tell who is who. Yeah, they're never fixing the roads. Okay, impossible, impossibly, impossible. Impossibly. But that would be really cool if they actually did fix the roads, because it's a problem. It's a problem. It's a problem. I saw that like the government is so bad about, or just even like the states are so bad about fixing potholes, that like people are starting to do it themselves, which is really, really cool. I like to see stories like that. I've seen quite a few of them now, where like some guy takes it on himself to fix the roads and stuff like that. But at the same time, like, that's not your job, dude. You shouldn't have to do that. You know? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what the tax dollars are for. They are supposed to do it. But they don't. They don't. They don't. Sorry if I'm off screen. I am looking for a shipping label that must have fell to the floor. And sometimes someone cleans up everything that's on the floor, and now I don't have it. Okay, that's the worst scenario. And I'm also missing the other stuff. What else is going on that I saw? Oh, don't tell me I have to cut a new one. All right. Right here. Sorry, sometimes things get misplaced. They fly around. All right, you gotta come with me. Come with me if you want to see. Oh, is this it? Oh, ha ha ha! I found it. I found it. This is what I was looking for. To you guys, it might look like some red sheet, but to me, it saves me a lot of work. That's what it is. All right, you're back. You're back. Big pothole business. Like, yeah, that's the thing I see a lot of. Like, when every time any of these new things, never mind. I don't know if you can see this part here. It doesn't show up very well, but it got cut off, so I gotta actually recut this. Because anytime I see these new technology like changes and whatnot, I just think to myself, that's great, but you're never gonna see that ever. It's like a feel-good story thing, like the asphalt that self-heals itself, so it doesn't make potholes anymore. Like, they're never going to replace it because, like I said earlier, if you guys were here for that, is that there's no will to fix any of these things. There's no money to be made. You know what I mean? Because fixing the roads doesn't generate any money, so no one really cares. If there was gold at the end of this, they would fix it in a heartbeat. Like, the same reason why there's, like how there's like children that don't have food here in America and whatnot, but they never fix any of these things because there's no money to be made by solving the hunger problem in America. You know what I'm saying? Oh wait, does it not have the question mark? Do I not read that? I'm sorry. Let me make sure. Oh no, it does have the question mark. Huh, weird. Sorry, come with me. Yeah, so like for example, we spend so much money into Ukraine and all these other places, and the reason is that there is money to be made there. Once you stabilize these areas, guess what? Guess what they can do? They can open a McDonald's over there. Over here, they already opened all the McDonald's, but over there, you need more McDonald's. I saw this funny thing, and it said like, "Oh, U.S. is bombing Yemen because they don't have a McDonald's over there. If they had a McDonald's, they wouldn't get bombed." And then, that's something I want to look up later. I want to look up like U.S. involvement in other countries and how many McDonald's do they have? Like, have we bombed a country that has a McDonald's? That's a question that I want to know. If someone's out there that can Google that real quick, or maybe just do some quick research on that and post that. Like I said, I'm by myself. I don't have fancy producer guy to look up stuff while I'm talking, but that's an idea. Have we ever bombed a country that has a McDonald's? Because I know for sure Yemen does not have a McDonald's, and I don't think Gaza has a McDonald's. I know. Oh, we didn't bomb Gaza, but no. Letting Israel do it is almost the same as you doing it yourself. Or something of that nature. Selling the bombs that go over there is the same as you doing it yourself in a way. But yeah, that's a question. That's a question I think about. Have we ever bombed a country that already has a McDonald's? Imagine, okay, now this is where I'm going with this now. You know how they say like usually you don't want to fight pick a fight with a country that has nukes already, right? That's the reason why so many countries want to have their nuclear program, right? So because if you start fighting with a country that has a nuclear program, they can always there's that threat that they can always nuke you, right? That's why people don't are not respecting Ukraine right now, because Ukraine used to have nukes and they got rid of them. Big mistake, guys. Huge. Like, imagine you do that pretty girl thing. Big mistake. Huge. um, like, think about that. Okay. Like, if Ukraine still has nukes, would Russia even think about getting in there, getting involved? Probably not. Probably not. That's why, like, for example, does North Korea have nukes? That's something that I think about now. I just thought about, like, I remember hearing about it when we were like in college or high school. You know how North Korea are developing nukes, and I know they keep doing all these tests, but like that could all just be fake. Who knows? But let's just say they do have nukes, right? That's why we don't go over there and just mess them up, right? Because you're afraid that they might nuke somebody. Oh, okay. Now that you know, okay, you know what I'm thinking about now. I don't know why this is just crossed my head. Okay, you know how there's that thing where anytime that there's like a school massacre or something, you know what I'm talking about, right? A pew, 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 pew thing at a school. What's one of the things, talking points that they always say is, well, if all the teachers had pew pews, you know, if all the teachers had it, then no one would want to go to the school to do that, right? Here's an idea. Here's an idea. No, keep in mind, this is where we get crazy, right? If you give everybody a nuke, then nobody will want to fight anybody. This is the same energy as the gun, as the other talk. It's the same energy, because the idea, they're saying that, you know, if everybody had a firearm, then nobody won't want to do anything, right? Well, then you can use that same logic for nukes. If everybody has a nuke, then nobody's doing anything. I just solved. Here we go, guys. Here we go. I just solved world peace. I just made world peace happen. It's the same logic, okay? So if you're gonna use that logic for in the schools, I could use this logic with nuclear arms, because it seems to be true. It seems to be true. Ukraine, no nukes, you get attacked. Yemen, no nukes, you're getting bombed. You know? Don't have nukes, you're on the table. You're on the table unless you have some nukes. What do you guys think about my theory here? We just start handing, because like, what is it? I think we have like 200 or something of them, right? Or 300. I don't forget what the stockpile of nuclear arms is. You give every country one, and this is where, oh sorry, street cleaners here. And okay, so this is where you really get them, okay? You give everybody a nuke, right? And everyone thinks they're safe, and no one wants to attack each other anymore, right? This is what we do. The nukes are actually fake. It's like, you know, that thing where you give someone a fake gun, or like a fake firearm, is to you know, they think, or you know, it's like giving someone the firearm that's not loaded, and they think that they got it all figured out, and they act all tough because they have a firearm, but it's actually not loaded. This is what we do. We give everybody a nuke, right? We give everybody a missile, and we give everybody a missile, and everyone's gonna think they have that option, but they actually don't. It's actually not even loaded. Yeah, and so now everyone's all afraid, but like only a few people, very select people know about this, right? So then now everyone's arguing with each other, and they're like, but they're also at the same time afraid to attack each other because they're afraid of, like nuclear warfare, right? But they're actually all fake. What do you guys think about that idea? That's a winner right there. All right. So this one I made a mistake a while ago on order. Okay. And then so I gotta fix it. I gotta send them a replacement. If you guys were here for that one. Basically it's this author and Dante order here. I gave them 2 Dantes. Here's the Dante. It's the Dante. I gave them 2 of these, and so I made a mistake. So someone out there has this order, and I messed up, and then they reached out, and I have to make them a replacement. This is where I'm losing money, guys. Losing money. But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, okay? They need their replacement. They want the set. You gotta give it to them. Give people what they want. Yeah. All right. I am Dunsies. See you later, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me and listening to my random thoughts. Thank you.